Hello? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ha ha ha. Hmm. Oh, cool. We got 2 people so far. Zimmy 606. Oh, three. Uh, Estrazi and Mackermine. Cool. Welcome. There we are. Now I'm back. Ooh. Now I'm back out at my. I'm back out in my world now that I've solved my crashing problems. Basically, what I'm doing is another test. Um, a test of the Mind Test broadcasting system. Nah. Um, and right before I started doing this, OBS came out with an update. So go figure. And of course, I have that bug that everybody has where you see an update and you have to update. Just can't wait until some other guinea pig tests it. We have to test it out. There's a kitty kitty. So now that I solved, for anybody that hasn't kept up, apparently certain things in my world were causing crashes, and it had to do with if I used anything from Dream Builder, like World Edit or um, the replacer tool, anything like that. The advanced trains would cause it. And what it ended up turning out to be, because I would check the main database for corruption, and it would always come back integrity check okay. Look at that. Cool. That's what I'm going to play with today. And it would come back integrity check okay, put it back into the system, and lo and behold, there would be a crash. So if you just regular played, there would not be. And yeah, it ended up being. I gotta fix this. Wow, that's not cool. It ended up being that I had rollback enabled. And every time, so when something happened on the system, or it would record the rollback, it would um it would crash because rollback it has another it has its own database, and that was the database that was malformed. So it immediately crashed. Go figure. So that I want this to be a cliff face. So I'm gonna have to figure that out to make it look pretty. Because I don't think I can really put anything on this side of the road without, oh, maybe it goes down. I'd have to really do some excavating. That's an idea because I can replant trees. This is an apartment complex I'm building. It was supposed to be the skyscraper, but then I figured, well, I want one of these also. So we're going to take a look at that real quick. It's 10 stories high. And um, yeah. And mm, yeah, that's what it is. So I've been getting a lot of questions on privileges. And let's see if the glitch shows up on stream. I don't think it will. Where my inventory system flashes. It's kind of weird looking. And there we go. I guess there's a delay on the stream of 20 seconds, so I have to wait. I'm watching myself here and watching. I'll tell you one thing, the stream looks like crap. I don't know why. Quality at 144. Wow, that can't be right. Let us see real quickly what I am at. no dropped frames, and 25, 2614. Must be YouTube on the way down. I guess. So, oh, the sun's going. What, dog? What? I don't have any raw meat. Let's see what happens when I give him some. Come on, turn into a doggy. That ain't working. Is it the wrong raw meat? I have two different variations of raw meat. Come on, one of these. There you go. Now you're my friend. Hi. You want to play? Follow me to the building. Where else are you going to see a bear walking across the street? So, yeah, I need to go back to daytime. I can't believe I just did that again. No matter. I'm out at the pool. So, one of the user Ultra Gaming is having a problem with privileges. Where am I? Oh, I am here. I need to go back to. I need to go back to my apartment complex here. There we go. And but first, if you're playing on somebody else's server, and it's not a creative server, like let's say Vanessa E's creative server, you're not going to be granted privileges. You're not going to have fly. You're not going to have date and time or anything else like that. Weather privileges, nothing. So if you're on somebody else's server, they're not going to grant you those privileges. However, if you are on your own server, or because I run this world in server instance because I'm running so many mods. If you are on your own server or in single player mode, then you can grant yourself privileges. How you do that is we flew up to the building. You bring up your little console thing here, and since I am RGS Pro, you type in grant your username. If you're in a single player world, it's going to be single player. If you have a username, you're going to type the username or single player. So RGS Pro all. Grant your username all and hit enter. And you see up here it says I have all these privileges. That is if you own the world. It's your world or you created the world or whatever the case is. That is going to be for you. If you are on somebody else's server, no dice. They are not going to give you. Oh, that's one heck of a drop now, isn't it? They're not going to give you privileges because that's the nature of a survival server or whatever. If you're playing a game or something like that. So I'm going to take the fast way down instead of taking the elevator because I want to take the elevator up. So we are going to throw a parachute. And we are going to circle around this build. Now, most of this was done with World Edit. So, however, I didn't use my brain when doing that. So, if you ever wanted to notice, or if you ever want to know what, I killed my dog when I landed. I landed on the dog. I'm not going to say it, but it it takes. Yes, I'm not going to say that because that'll get my channel striked on YouTube if I made the impression that I was eating dog. No animals were harmed in the filming of this episode. Boy, that went deep, dark, deep in a hurry. So, yeah, consult with it all depends. If you're and also a person's having a problem with mods, only add one mod at a time. So don't make the mistake of adding a whole bunch of mods and then booting up your game and then finding out, I can't do anything. Now there's a file called a debug text file, and I can't switch to it. Oh, no wonder. I'm not in I'm not in the right mode. Now am I? That's the wrong mode. That's not correct. There it is. That's the console. Cool. Read chunk bone, chunk keys, chunk hmm. Okay. It's not gonna let me do what I want to do. I was trying to show the file explorer. There's going to be a file called debug text file. So if the game fails or crashes, it's going to show in that file what the error was. And most likely it's set the error, or it'll show you what all the actions are and stuff like that. Only add one mod at a time. Boot your game up to see if it actually works. If there's an error, then you can fix that error and go from there. Phoenix Flow 44, how are you? Just posted on the Mind Test page. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't officially done anything with these live streams yet. So let's get some lights in here. From the My Lights mod, we have a ceiling bar straight and a connected. I don't know which way I want to face these. Need lobby lights. Not where I want to put it. No. I love these lights. So when you come in the door, these are only two. Oh, now these connected ones. So I can do that and it'll go right in the center. And we're going to go one away. There we go. Because I want to use these in the stairwells. So what we have here is a 10-story building. I haven't figured out what I want for the lobby yet for the flooring. So there's the stairway. Oh, I need signs. I need signs because nobody knows what floor they're on. I forgot the little trick to center it. Lobby. That'll work. And then I should put sign here. Stairs. That'll work, I guess. There's stairs, all right. I'm trying to find something that I can put in for mailboxes, because that's something that you would find in an apartment complex here. So we have that. We have elevators. We have some signs, and this is the first floor apartment. I don't have the layout I don't have the rooms divided up yet, but we have a patio here, which is really cool. It's a shared patio with the next apartment, so you can look in. I left enough blocks here to put a divider up, but I need something that makes sense, that looks okay. So you have this nice big huge patio, and so I think I can fit 2 bedrooms, a living room, a bathroom, and a kitchen and a dining room. That should be enough room in here. And I'm not doing every single one because there's 40 apartments in this building. Close. Here's apartment number 2, which we kind of saw. And the back one, the back one actually gets 2 patios, as you can see. How lucky are they? In which my apartment, or my condo, is on the 10th floor. So here's the second one. Here's the two, and I left most of the jungle trees I might clear that out. I don't know. Oh, that's got to change. I'll do that when I change the flooring. So that takes care of that. And then we have the front apartment. There's only 4 per floor, 10, that's 40. So you can see here. And I have blocks that have the color on one side and drywall on the other side. Or I'll just leave the outer walls the same color and just do the inner walls as white. So these are the stairway, obviously. And stairs. Because every building has to have emergency stairs. So we go up and it's real. This is going to be a real boring. It's just me putting lights in. There we go. I figured 3 lights. Do you light the way? And I purposely left it concrete because whenever you're in a building and they have the stairwells, usually they're all white concrete. So why not? So I figure three three bars of lights should be suffice. Oh, I didn't turn off. Uh, if my audio is garbage, that's because I played around with OBS and I the forgot to turn off the expander, and it was causing a problem. I had it set a little bit too aggressively, so when I would get and I forgot to do here, I would set it and take these out. Cool. I would set it, and it would just ruin the audio. I am really. Oh, I lost my way. I am really liking these my lights, or more lights. Everything else is just a standard apartment gray color, gray color carpeting. So, how is the weather where everybody is at? Because, oh, cool, sounds good. Perfect. In Chicago, it would help if I had planned this out a little better, but chances are nobody's ever going to see the inside of this apartment building. And I am not going to do every floor. I'm only going to do probably one apartment or one condo on the first floor. Anybody that knows me will know that I will end up furnishing all 40 rooms of this build just because that's how I am. I can also change things around, but when you change things around per floor and you want to copy them to other floors after the fact, so what I did is I finished the first floor, got everything pretty much the way I liked it. And then I used World Edit. That you don't go there. I used World Edit to kind of replicate, copy, and stack each floor on top of each other. And that's how I got up to 10 floors. Well, then I decided about 3 o'clock in the morning, hey, I need more detail in the building. And I'm getting dizzy going up all these stairs. I needed detail at 3 o'clock in the morning, and what I ended up doing is I added these upside down stairs above each window. How cool! I'm on floor 9 or floor 8, 9. Ninth. Oh, that didn't work. Ninth floor. Cool. And I had to, ooh, I had that turned on still. So I had to go back to 40 units and redo all the windows on every floor. And then I inadvertently put in the wrong windows on the one back unit all the way up. So I'm going to have to fix them to make it all uniform to look like the front. I was going to put in another another patio, and I really did not like the way it looked. Oh, cool. We are at the top. So yeah, let's put lights where no maintenance man is going to be able to. No maintenance man is going to be able to fix. So up here on the roof, so there's no elevator that goes up on the roof. We're going to get rid of that. And there's going to be a pool up here. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do the pool. I only have one block depth before the ceiling into the next unit. But that's not a problem because I can I have this little building up here. I can add more stairs up to the building to raise it up one more level, and that would give me 2 blocks, which would be 6 feet deep. Yeah. And this is a carpeted block. It's just white fake clay. So that's not an issue either. And that would let me do a 2 deep pool in the middle here. I can always, and another idea is to put in a roof garden. And plus, there's going to be chimneys up here and air ventilation units and stuff like that. But we come over here. Wow, we are high up. Very cool. And the elevators kind of aren't working correctly. There's no elevator up here on the roof as of yet. I should make one. That wouldn't be hard to put in. Oh, somebody. Well, I think. Hmm. Oh, Phoenix Flow is in Germany, and it's going to be dark soon. I think Germany. What is it? 6 hours ahead, and 6 Celsius, which is yeah, it's cold out. One of the channels that I follow, um, oh, what is his name? Misha Chardon. Um, and he's a driving instructor out at Apex, and they run a taxi service and hotel service over at the Nürburgring in the town of Nuremberg, and it's really cool. So we come in the elevator here, and I made the mistake of just do L for L, right for one. So if we go down to, oh wait, I don't want to go here yet. I want to check out my unit. My unit is right here. So this unit here has the problem. So it should be dual windows, but I put in this huge picture window, which doesn't make any sense because I'm not putting in another balcony. And I wanted to do something more with detail, maybe on the next building. This building sort of reminds me of one of those buildings you'd see in Miami, Florida. The color, it's got the earth tone brown. And these corners bother me. I wanted to have more detail in them, but nevertheless, I'm happy with them. So the front of the building, we have 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. That's how it was supposed to be. And then 1, 2, 3, like that. 1, 2, 3. I love that tool. Whoever invented that replacer mod gets a gold star in my book. Now I'm pretty sure I can muddle my way through 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can muddle my way through using World Edit to copy this section of the wall down. That's an idea. Where's my window? There it is. Oh, I wanted to put lights out on here too. Okay, that takes care of that. Yes, PXL cube. Any way to add ventilation shaft output thing on the rooftop? Yes, that is one thing that I'm going to do. Is see, I'm not going to have a good time adding these 10 stories, but that's how it's going to look. It's going to mirror the other side because that just looks out of place. So that will take care of that. Ultra gaming at the beginning, I did it. I will go through it real quick. As you see, I'm floating around. One thing that I have to make clear: you have to be on either your own server or it has to be your world in order to grant yourself privileges. And how you do that is you hit the / and you bring up your console and you hit grant. And in my case, because I'm in server mode on my own private server, my laptop, my username is RGS Pro all. So what you're going to do is grant, if you're single player, if you created a world and you are single player, you're the only one on that world, then it's going to be grant single player all. If you're on, now when I hit enter, it's going to tell me all the privileges that I have. Digiclocks, open lock, shout, passenger, train, remove, weather. I have all the privileges because I am Thor. I am Hammer God. I am MC Hammer. I can do whatever I want in my own worlds. If you are playing on somebody else's server, if you're on Vanessa E's creative server, you do get fly privilege and stuff like that. If you are on somebody else's server, they are not going to grant you privileges. No matter what you do, if you're on a survival server, you will never get any privileges that the administrators, the admins, do not want you to have because everybody's playing a game of survival. That's how you grant privileges. There's nothing more to it. It all depends on if it's your server or not. So if you're in your own little world, then am I on the 10th floor? Yeah, I'm on the 10th floor. If you're in your own little world, then everything's fine. If you're not, if you're on somebody else's server, you're not getting the privileges. No matter how you hack or whatever the case is. So this is the 10th floor. No, I wanted the space first. 10th floor. I wanted to go higher, but I got lazy. I'm not kidding. I got late. And there's going to be some add real quick. What's going to look better? Green or red? Like it matters. What operating system are you using? Currently, this is gonna upset some people, but oh well. Currently, my streaming the machine that I'm streaming on is Windows 10 because it's a brand new laptop and it's a Lenovo E45. And if you look at my videos, uh, both look okay. I guess I want to go with the that one, and it's got Windows 10 on it. So I do need Windows 10 because of what I do. I am a I am an SQL developer, so there are a lot of programs in Windows that I use, like Microsoft Excel, Microsoft SQL Server, Visual Studio, but I haven't used it in a while. Um, there's a couple other ones that I use, and let's go back down to the lobby. Now it won't open my doors. I have to do it twice to let me out. I gotta fix that. So what ends up happening, I don't know what I want to use. Oh yeah, there's a parking garage too. Ooh, this will allow me to try out I don't my map fix. I don't think it's a problem with the lighting though. Yeah. There's no light down here. What was I thinking? We need some lights. It's gonna be a big garage too. It's gonna be cool. Because every luxury condominium and apartment is going to have now it's not going to be this tall. However, it is going to be that far down. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for a floor. I don't want wood. Um, yes, I'm running 64-bit. It's a 64-bit window. I do have a 14-year-old MSI dual core that is running a version of Windows 10 that is 32-bit. And it is not. Now I have gray carpeted stone. What do I have for flooring? I have. I want something special in the one part of the lobby here. I have Italian marble. That's white baked clay. Not what I want. I have the Art Deco. Hmm. I don't know. I'm not gonna waste too much time because I'll just end up changing it any. Ooh, floor tile dark stone. That might look cool. Then again, it might not. Oh, that's my block. I it's either going to be that or it's going to be a marble, but it's not going to go all the way. So let's try this. Ooh, I forgot to hit the sneak key. Why not? Everything is changeable. Hmm. That's the only problem with having doors. That's the only problem with having doors that sit in the center like that is that what are you going to use for the underneath? I'll just use concrete. So now this part, I want to see how the carpet looks. Real quickly here. Good night. I live in India, so I'm going to sleep. Ultra Gamer, good night. Hopefully everything that I said helped. So yeah, just make sure you go see the mind test forums, and there will be, if I can't answer the question or nobody else can, the forums and the person that created the mod are going to be able to help you immensely in that. But just play around with the game and um, you'll become more familiar with it. So thank you for joining. Um, let's see. Well, I don't want to miss anybody. Green Zenith, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, I never used Windows 8 ever. Um, I had gone from Windows XP straight to Linux, and then I had been using Linux for about 2 years, and this is back in 2005. I started with, I go way back. I have certificates from my original two Linux distributions, Kelder Linux. And in one of my videos, I actually put up a screenshot of the original. See, I don't like that. But don't lock that. I put up screenshots of my original, the original license agreement. And Mandrake actually had a key that you had to put in for the CD. I like the lobby like that. Not too particularly. I don't like connected textures, but I might just do the whole floor like that because I like this block. I created it, so that don't still doesn't look right. So what? I ended up starting with Linux, and about 2 years, and there was a distribution that I used that you actually had to pay for, and I can't remember what it was, but it was a KDE based distribution. And they took a lot of flack in the industry because of their, after the distribution failed, they tried like one of the very first app stores. And see, I don't want to put plants over here. They took a lot of flack. Now I can put up some paintings and stuff like that, which will go really cool, but I'm not going to waste everybody's time in doing that. We have stairways. You know what I don't have is I don't have any type of laundry room. But each apartment's going to have their own. But I do want something in here. And God, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of that distribution. And it was relatively stable. But that's what. And then Ubuntu, the Dapper Dan, I believe it was called. That was the first time playing with GNOME when that came out, and I was sold. I've been an Ubuntu fan um, forever, and I've played with my other favorite distributions are OpenSUSE. Uh, I love that one. I'm not a Fedora fan. I'm generally not a fan of anything that has RPM based. I don't know what it is. I don't. I didn't want to do that. I don't particularly. I just put that in there just for the heck of it. I don't particularly. I don't know what it is about RPM based distributions. See, now there's no lighting back here. We were going to rectify that real quickly. And I guess that'll work. Not the ideal spot. This is coming along nicely. Now, if I could just figure out real quickly what to do about mailboxes. What do I have that could be used as a mailbox? Um, don't know. Let's just run through. I got 73 pages of inventory. Mandrake was one of the first ones I used. It wasn't PC Linux OS. However, I did use PC Linux OS, and for about the the one distribution or the one version that I used of it, it was fantastic, and that got me even more. What is a KS mast? I don't know. Uh, there's got to be something in here that I can use. Um, I'll end up thinking about it. But you actually had to pay for this distribution, which that in itself created. You paid for a you didn't pay for the distribution. You paid for the support contract. Yeah, that's how you do it in open source software. So, but yeah, I've used a lot of distributions, and some had a lot of promise, and I mean some I enjoyed immensely, but I've always came back to Ubuntu. So, and I don't particularly like. That was a nice glitch. I don't particularly like the way that they're heading. They're the Unity desktop. I'm sorry. I loved the Unity desktop. I thought that was the end all. I mean, I used the death out of that. And it's sad to see it go. I just don't, I don't want to say GNOME is not bad. However, I just can't, I don't get it. I don't get having to go from one side of the screen all the way to the other side of the screen. And I know they want you to use keyboard commands and stuff like that. I'm not a keyboard command user. I'm a mouse user. So there's you can never please everyone. I know that. I'm in software and IT. You're not going to please everyone. I wonder if I could get away with some kind of trapdoor, or that might work too. Or something with item frames. Put something in there. I'm not going to waste too much time on it because there's other stuff that I want to check out on here. I want to fly up to my. Oh, I should show off my new world. Have you updated Mom and Pop's furniture mod lately? Yes and no. The no part being in the world that I'm playing in right now. No, I am not updating Mom and Pop furniture, and I'll show you why. Let's see. That was under furniture. Come on. There we go. There are certain things in the original furniture mod that I have running that I have in all of my builds that I would have to go through and change all the kitchens from. And I mean, I have the original kitchens and the original cabinets, the yellowish. I can't find them now. They're not showing up. There's the counter. So I have the original furniture mod. I also have the ma underscore. There's the mom and pops one. And on my new world where I am testing Linspire. Yes. Um, Astrazi, you get 20 bonus internet points for that one. It was Linspire, and it wasn't a bad distribution. It actually was quite stable, but they just they upset the community very badly, I guess, and they're gone. So, on the new world, because of all the crashing problems I was having, I did go back, and in the new world, I added the very latest one. Now that looks too cartoony. I ended up doing the latest one. Ooh, you know what? I have those dual colored blocks. I don't know. I'm gonna play with this. I have the dual colored blocks. I'm sure I can come up with something. This is looking mighty nice. I think the lobby is too tall though. So that's all I wanted to do on this one real quickly. I'm not particularly happy with the color. I am. I'm my own worst critic. I want to put some shrubbery. I don't know how I want to shrubberize it. It takes some time getting used to. This is one of my own custom color blocks. Let's get some shrubbery action going here. Shrubbery green, and where's my forest soil? Because I like realism so much that if you put down now the forest soils from Dream Builder or from Dream Builder and Home Decor. No, it's not in Home Decor. It's one of Vanessa E's other mods, and I've been using this since day one. So, or that I've been playing. That I can't go to 5.0 because it won't work in 5.0, which means my world will not translate over until there's a version of that. Let's see how that looks. Ugh. Hmm. There's going to be like a little garden in here. So, yeah. So these won't turn the grass won't turn it won't turn into grass with the different forest soils. And I think that is cool. And I like putting it underneath the grass or underneath the shrubs because that didn't work the way I wanted it to. I keep Oh my gosh, I keep putting the wrong block down. What did I do? Select there we go. Now there's a bear playing with my he's sitting on my bush. Go play. No, I have no honey. Once I get the landscaping done, this is going to look pretty cool. It's going to because that's a lot of brown, and I tried sprucing it up with that. Once I get the landscaping in, some flowers put in, and then over here is going to be the driveway that leads down to the underground garage. Because if you see here, this is where the opening is. It's somewhere here, trust me. There it is. Look, I got a barricade. So this is going to be the underground area, the underground garage, and I do need to bring the elevators down. Oh wow, that's cool. Oh, I need a life. Actually, I work midnight, so that's the only reason why I'm up right now. My daughter gets out of school at 2, and so I get her from the bus stop, and then I go to sleep. Cool. Let's see. This is forest soil over here. This is regular dirt and forest soil. And if you create a world from the beginning, you can see here that the trees they have grass all the way around them. But anything that spawned in after I added Dream Builder, like this over here, it adds like the forest soil around the trees. It looks really cool. So I'm going to continue playing, making this side. I know this is going to be. Let's see if my theory tests out. So if I go one, if I go one and two, and if I copy that one, what did I do? I did it at the top. mess that up. However, no, I don't want to. I don't want to mess this up. I'll try it once. So that is because all my carpet is the same. So if I do that and I go 1, 2, 3, let's see if I can pull this off. Because I always forget if it doesn't, it's going to be bad. Copy region 39. Ooh, yeah, that didn't work. Yes, I plan on I plan on adding more detail. Why didn't 1, 2, 3? Oh, it it did it from the. Ooh, that's not. Oh well, let's try this again real quickly before I show off. That was embarrassing. Luckily, it didn't do much damage because it's only it's only a couple blocks. That was a weird lag. Okay, so it's counting it obviously from there. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what happens if I redo that command, but with 6. Since we're in the ballpark of world edit 39. Okay, I miscounted again. I'm almost there. Look at that. I almost did it. It has to be 5. Yes, the number that we're looking for is 5. So let's try this again. Let's do 5. Perfect. Look at that. So that's actually not a bad way, because if I did 1 and then 2 and then did 5, 1, 2, 5, I could copy all that down. But so that little experiment worked, and I didn't break anything. All right, and I know I can do if I could use world edit easier. No, where one entered number wrong. Yes, I've done that before. Oh, there are 2 places in my world. What Stasi is talking about is in world edit, like you want to stack something. I've actually stacked, like, up here. I wanted to make this is 4 wide, and I wanted to make it like 16 across to fit in here perfectly. I've actually put in 160 before, and there are hidden gems in my world that to this day you can see where I made a mistake. Bad. It's all part of that. Yes, I'm going to try to add some more detail in this building. I'm just not sure what I want to do yet, because I'm still working on the interior floor plan of some of these units. Now this, the sides look good. The sides and the back look good. It's the front that really needs the detail added to it. So I'm thinking about doing something, because it doesn't take long to add a little something above the windows or something like that, or change the color of these cutouts. So I'm going to play with that. But the swimming pool is going to be a challenge, and the rooftop garden is going to be a challenge. And then, obviously we have we got a chimney. We have that. We have We have murder hole. We have a brick murder hole. I love those. Not only do you use them in medieval, but you can use them as chimneys. Let's see. Pipe. These pipes and a spout spigot. You could get real creative. Oh, stovepipe and a fountainhead. I didn't capture there's the fountainhead. You can get real creative with now there we go. I don't know, so let's come over here and put a chimney here. I know the chimney is supposed to ooh, look at that. I'm smoking. That was lame. We have some ventilation pipes. See, I don't want to mess this area up too much because I am going to put in a rooftop garden. But that can be small. It's not going to be like a tree. I have to see where my bathrooms are going to be because the bathrooms there's also I have a roof vent and other slats that I can use for that. And I can bring these ceilings down on the third floor down by one. Although that will mess with the windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm not using ceiling lights, I can always use slabs. Yeah, put one there. Those are those pipes that stick out for the plumbing. So yeah, you can get real creative, and obviously these are not meant to be used for what they are. So we also have, that was the fountainhead. We also have a stovepipe. Stovepipe's kind of cool because you can find some uses for that. And there's different poles and stuff like that that you can use for lightning rods. If you want to get real creative, one of my favorite poles. That's out of the new. Let's see, wrought iron pole. So this pole won't. Oh, that will work. Oh, because that's a ceiling. So you could use these as lightning rods. Let's say if I learn how to count and space these properly, you'd see those on a barn. Whatever. Well, this is one of my favorites. These poles, because these poles will also turn into anything that you want to use for them. Street lamps. You could also turn them with the screwdriver and use them as curtain rods or clothes rods in a closet. So it's all about how is using things that aren't meant to be used as what they are. You know what? I wanted to bring some light in here since I am going to be redoing this area. Uh, favorite mod is let's see. Yeah, as long as you don't know how to, as long as you know how to install mods, the game doesn't come with many blocks. Yes, and that's the whole. There's pros and cons to everything, and that is the one thing about Mind Test is that in Minecraft everything's given. Everything that the developer wants you to have for whatever storyline or for whatever that's given, and that can be good and that can be bad because you're at the mercy. Now I believe adding mods in I believe it's a hassle to do mods in Minecraft. However, in Mind Test, they take the complete other attitude, And the whole game is meant to be modded, whether the way you want it. You want it. You have to add your own mobs. You have to add your own blocks. If you otherwise, if you play, that adds a little bit of light in. If you just play the standard with nothing there, it can get quite boring. There's no crops. There's nothing really to do. There's no animals, anything like that. So, but there again, open. Thank you. I'm gonna do the whole first floor with that. I tell you what, it's 1:41. I still have time. I want to fly out to. I want to show off my castle. Oh yeah, the new mom and pop, the dyeable furniture and the colorized counters. Those are cool. And the counters with the horizontal drawers. Because I like my kitchen counters. It's starting to look good. With a little more detail, this is going to turn out really cool. So what I'm going to do, and oh, what I am going to do is I'm thinking about. See, there's mom and pop. This is the old mod, and I'm not going. I am not going back through all my old builds and replacing every single kitchen counter. That is not going to happen. Um, we're talking. I counted. I think I. Why are my door? There they are. I counted. There are like I have 40 builds, and they're all over the place. So that's going to be the apartment complex, and then a little bit further down the road. I mean, even in my Porsche dealership, I have a little kitchenette in here. Yes, I do. Somebody was asking about the tube library. You see the sticky piston in the floor? That is operated from the Misicon converter. And it lifts and lowers my Porsche. Cool. And I have them all over the place. And as you can tell, I'm lagging real bad over here. I have too many active blocks, I guess. All right. So it's going to take like a minute for me to. I'm not going to lose video signal. The only thing is I heard 5.0 got released, which is cool. I played with it a little bit, and that's how I knew because there are a couple key mods that will not work with the 5.0 release. Dream Builder being one of them. And without Dream Builder, this whole world goes away. It just crashes. You have a world full of blocks here. So this is going to take me. Ooh, this is going to take me a second here. The picture is going to go black. I'm not. Man, I've been going for an hour already. So it's going to load. This is 4.7. So I have 4.16 installed. I have 4.17 installed. I have 5.0 installed. That's the one thing. When somebody was getting onto the operating systems. Now, in Windows 10, the one complaint I have with Mindtest, the only complaint I have with Mindtest, is that if you're a Mac user or a Linux user, if you're a Linux user, from my experience, you're tied to whatever packages in the repository. And whether it's up to date or not, you know, I don't like that. I would rather have a program that I can install because I've had a couple people on my channel that have had where the distribution upgraded them from 4.16 to 4.17 and things broke. George was one of them where, and you can't go back. In Linux, I was unable to find a previous version. I know it exists out there somewhere. Somebody has packages for it. You just have to be able to find it. So that it's not an excuse. On my server, um, because my server is an Ubuntu 14.04.5, I custom installed Mindtest on there. So it's a development version of 4.16. And that's how I've been running for the last year and however. The other thing in Mac, holy crap, the this hatred for Mac users is getting a little bit tiring from the open source community. Seriously, I wish they would just stop. So it doesn't matter what tool you use, and I know I'm not going to get into it with the one YouTuber with planned obsolescence and the open source is all. I guess somebody showed up to a FOSS event, an open source software event, and they were using a MacBook and to use the projection. Yes, if your job is Linux and that, you should be using that. But I've heard people complain about their Linux laptop won't connect up to a projector and they can't use it here because it won't. It's like, okay, well, then you have to use what the company is using or where you're trying to sell a product or do a job. If you walk into a Windows shop with a Linux laptop and you can't log in or you can't do something, they're not going to wait around for you to do it. So I believe in using the best tool. I don't hate Windows. I do not like Microsoft's privacy and their overbearing they know everything that you're doing on there. The reporting home, the calling home. There's no reason for a distribution to call home like that. And I don't like forced updates. I'm an adult. I know how to do my own operating system updates and stuff like that. Do not tell me when to update because sometimes you cannot update. And on the Mac world, I have had stuff break because of an update or an update from one version to the next version. I had lost a licensed version of Logic Pro because of that. So now, real quickly, I'll get off my little rant there. I love Linux, and no, well, Linux is not bad if it suits your needs. If you are a gamer and you're playing GTA 5 and you're playing, all the games that will not absolutely run, and I don't believe in Wine. Windows is not or Wine is not an emulator. I'm not installing Windows programs on my Linux box and then running them under Wine. That is not an option. I will find something different. And if you're a huge user of Adobe, see my gates work. This is my test world real quickly, and which is becoming my another world that I am saving for with dear life. So I have this fortress in my 4.16 world. I copied it, made a world edit schematic file out of it, and spawned it in here because I created that. And it wasn't a joke. It was, I want to see if I could crash this new world when trying to figure out my crashing problem. And I started building and building and building. And I said, wait a minute, this is really cool. So I'm going to show off some latest things here real quickly. So let me tell you, Linux is it's very quick. It's free. It's not going to be calling home. Even the Deepin, I believe somebody sat there and with Wireshark monitored Deepin to see if it was actually calling home, and I guess it's not. Or as of what I know about it, it's not. So Linux is very fast. And on a machine that I have a 14 or a 2007 Mac Mini that Apple has no intentions on ever updating. And I had a 2006 MacBook that my daughter accidentally killed with a glass of milk, and that thing still worked. It was a polycarbonate white 2006 MacBook. It was my first brand new computer ever. So I had a lot of attachment to that puppy, and last year it met its demise. The after so many releases, Apple will end of life a product or an operating system. So it still had Mountain Lion on it. One of the things is that I figured out how to run Linux on it, and it gave the machine new life. My daughter used it as a web surfing machine, and it was great for what I wanted to use for it because I can install Linux with all my development tools and everything else on it in under a half hour. Complete under a half hour. This is the new bridge I just built with fortress and gates. These castle bars are from the Castle mod and in Dream Builder. If my daughter went to a website, or if I went to a website and it was questionable, or there was a man in the middle attack or something like that compromised the system, I wasn't going to get a virus. And if somehow the distribution got hosed, it doesn't matter. It's free. I don't have to worry about license keys or anything else. You just rebuild. And plus, I have all my data directories backed up, so I'm not going to lose any data. Now, my attitude towards Linux and other people's attitudes towards Linux are going to be different, and that's cool because Windows is not for everyone. Mac is not for everyone. Although I am I'm a Mac fanboy. Um, Apple is going to have to do something very, very drastic for me to stop using Apple products. I have an Android device, an Android tablet, which I can't put Amazon applications on there. I have to do this side load Amazon App Store. This is unacceptable. With iOS on my iPhone, I don't I don't have that problem. Uh, and somebody, I can't remember the Linux guy, but somebody had um, they had a bunch of cell phones, and those cell phones were he created a hotspot, and so all the cell phones Wi-Fi. He turned the cellular radios off, and it Wi-Fi'd only through his hotspot, which was also a special router, a Raspberry Pi, and he was using Wireshark to capture all the packets, and the Android phones far called home and called Google like 3 to 1 over Apple. That's unacceptable. There should be no way Android is calling out that much. Or apps that you heard the apps that were they were mining and they were and Apple has their problems too with apps. But yeah, it's to each his own. It's whatever tool is run. I don't have time to sit there and rebuild. If this Windows partition ever goes down, I'm going to be hard pressed to rebuild it. Now, the one thing I got off topic. The one thing, the one thing about Windows and Mindtest is Mindtest has a portable version, 64-bit portable version of the file, which is an absolute breeze to install. All you have to do is extract it somewhere and put it somewhere. You can back up the entire game, worlds, mods, everything. Everything's in one place. And that's how it should be on Mac, and that's how it should be on Linux. There should be a portable version for each, and that's how you run it. all your mods, everything is in one location. So when hands down for open source software, they gave Windows the easiest part. And I know it's not. I think the Windows are not official builds. Those are maintained by somebody who's with the project, so they're official. But yeah, so this laptop, my 2015 MacBook Air, will not run OBS Studio and stream Mind Test at the same time. This is my bridge. These are my cave stones. Yeah, they're pretty, and they have lights behind them. So I can also come in here, and this is how the guards would get in here. And there's a murder hole. What a murder hole was used for in medieval times is, and they would use two gates. So somebody would come in and they would open up the gate, and then everybody would come in and they'd close the gate, and the people were effectively trapped inside the gatehouse. And if they were hostile and had to be taken care of, they would pour molten metal and other things down these holes to combat the bad guys. So that's what a murder hole is. And I love old medieval castles and the crenellations, and there's mutilations, and oh, I forgot most of them. But what's going to happen over here is this wall is going to be built up, and I'm going to try my hand at doing a diagonal wall, 3 wide, about 5 tall, to protect this area here to the riverfront. So we'll see how that plays out. Somebody was commenting about the default textures, where the lighter part being glossy. Um, I tend to use. I tend to use. I have my texture pack is a custom version of Vanessa E's HDX 64 and 128 pixel textures, and Polyguyana, a handful of my own textures, and the default Mind Test. I tend to stay with the default stones and grass because I feel that they fit. So we have cobble, we have stone, we have stone block, we have this, which makes this really, really nicely weathered. This is more blocks. Um, yeah, chiseled, or no, this is facade. Chiseled. It's one of the facade blocks, which I love that mod. So we have this over here, and this Cubert stairway. Somebody got that. They got that. This looks like Cubert. If you look real hard, this is the game board for Cubert. Help me. Yes. So I have to do something over here. This looks kind of out of place, but um, I don't know. I might take this up higher to give this more, because this is not meant to be centered under the windows. It would be nice if it was, but it's not. I would have to really do some re-engineering to do that. So you come up here. Back here, I haven't done anything with yet. There's going to be like little shops and stands. Back here, this is going to go deeper, and then there's going to be stairways that tie everything together. We got some. I've been trying to get in some contrasting colors. The glass is going away because this is going full medieval. We have an area up here. We have this cool design, which I accidentally created that because of the outside roof. And I might, a lot of people might have already seen this, so I don't want to keep repeating myself. Back here is a bedroom, which is going to be vacated to turn into a stairway. I like this texture. This is Castle Rubble. I think the color is perfect too for what I want to use it for, to add some color depth, because let's be honest, I put some marble up in the ceiling. This gray, there's too much gray, so I have to add more. This is going to be a stairway that continues. I think I can go up. Yes, this side I can go up on. This side back here will also go up because we have many more floors here. I'm going to show that off real quickly. So we are out here. Nobody got this one joke. Where's the king go to the bathroom? He comes back here. He has his own royal bathroom. Look at that. How would you like a bathroom like that? Yes. Okay, I played that joke like beating that dead horse. No, no animals were harmed. It's a saying. So we have this area out here. We overlook our little kingdom. There's a few things that I'm trying to do. Like this area here bothers me. I'm going to take off 3 layers of this soil here because I want it a little bit flatter to do some crops. So we come over here. We have these areas here which are going to go up. We have to find a way to get into these. The bathroom was over here, so these over here need to be accessed. So if we come up here, not too high, there's going to be hallways off the back of here, which will connect up. Everything's going to connect, and then that's a chimney. I have to figure out how to move that. So everything, this is going to go back deeper. There's going to be rooms up here with archways and stuff like that. And then we have up here. So there's going to be hallways and tunnels and stuff like that, which are going to connect. Like this goes up into this little mini tower here. So you can see out of everywhere. I think on the other side too, except it's way dark. I don't know why it's so dark up here. There we go. So we have towers, and underneath here. Oh wait, is this the main? No, this is the small tower. So they're all going to connect. They're all going to. It's not going to be huge, elaborate, because that takes a lot of it takes a lot of time. Yeah, these were the small towers. Then we fly out, and I've this is actually going to be usable. This is it's going to be a balcony up here overlooking the vast kingdom and the savannah area. I wish I would have put this fortress back about 10 blocks. I still might do that. I can pull that off. I just have to kill these trees and such. But I like how this went into the mountainside here. So these two towers over here, there's going to be doors on the side, which will allow me to go in. And I had to rewatch a tutorial on how to do these spires, roofs. And I finally figured it out. So this is all usable area. This is gonna maybe put a bell tower in here. This is how I did that. There's gonna be a spiral staircase that goes down. So these windows, it's just a cave stone and CG decor black, and then some upside down stairs, and it creates that. And then up here, the planet, the official King's Observatory. Look, there's a tree. How marvel. So down here, and I have to do something about the back side here because my defenses are open. So I'll figure that out. But over here, I extended this walkway from the last video. So now guards can walk around it. And then they come down here. This is the downstairs area, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet, but it's usable space. And there is going to be a stairway that will link the castles together. We come up here, and I decided to completely box this entire area in because I have no stairs to get up to the second floor here. But here's the second floor, which is going to be the library. Yeah, it's going to be a library. And out here, I'm still trying to figure out ways to make this more contrast. So, like I said, this whole world was started to see how much pressure I could put on the map and all the mods and everything to make it crash, so I could figure out where the crashes were coming from. And after I had found out that it was the rollback database and turned rollback off, I um I ended up liking this world because of the way this castle is turning out. So we come up here. There's a single staircase that goes up, and this is the King's Garden. So instead of having a complete glass dome, I did the perimeter in stone block, put some French doors in because wee. Ah, Frenchy. And then I took the ring all the way up to give it a more plausible um, structure. Yeah. There's a YouTuber, Good Times with Scar, and he's a Minecraft builder. However, the person knows how to create greenhouses and um, landscaping that you would not believe. So he does a lot of this kind of stuff, and those are good inspirational videos, regardless of whether you play Minetest, Minecraft, whatever craft. Um, when would you play? I still can't. I can't get the Phoenix City map to load. I don't have the right mod, or it won't load under any 4.16, 4.17. Even if I take all the mods out and just use the world mods, it'll load to a certain point and then it just immediately crashes. And every time you disable a mod, then when you finally do get the world to load, 3/4 of the blocks are unknown objects. So it's very hard to run it. So I have to check back. Last time I checked, you didn't have the packages up anymore. What else we got going on here? I'm going to go for today. Have a good day. Thank you, PXL Cube, for joining. Yeah, it would help if I watched. Um, it would help if I bothered to look over at the what do you call it? The live chat. Yeah. Oh, did Macromine leave? He's got some really cool stuff out there. Some worlds. Um, and that's one thing. Um, I believe he did a lot of the textures for Mineclone 2 for the animals and the horsies and some of the other animals and the are phenomenal. Not that that our horses don't look bad, but those look really, really good, and I want them in my world. Along with the birds, they got parrots over on Mineclone 2. But I'm too lazy to rip apart the Luas and try to reprogram it. So this is the King's Garden. Yeah. With the tree of life. Kind of stole an idea from those blue people. Who are those blue people? Avatar, which had nothing to do with the Airbender Avatar. Yes. Let's see here. I want a parachute because I have to fly back down. Plus, I love using that mod. This is kind of cool. I was also thinking of putting a heliport on that apartment building. I will on the skyscraper because there's some things over at the on that other world that I want to add that I can now. And I completely got off topic. The Lenovo, my brand new Lenovo, which is a quad core. Who am I going to make it? Ah, well, I didn't make the pole, but I made the tower. The Lenovo is the fastest computer that I have right now. It's a quad core Ryzen 5 with 8 gigs of RAM and integrated Vega, AMD Vega graphics. I am a huge, huge fan of AMD. And the very first computer that I ever built myself was an AMD Athlon 2400 back in the day, which that computer lasted a long while. That was my daughter's first Linux computer. It ran this little bitty Penguin kids operating system that was geared towards children. Had all the G compress comprise games. It was geared for children. So I am a huge AMD fan, and I got my daughter a Lenovo Flexbook, which has a 4-core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and both computers have a 256 gig SSD. And I got them through a work, vastly discounted over Christmas time for work from a work program. And there are certain things that my daughter's Intel will outdo mine on, and there's way more things that the AMD will outdo the Intel on. So, but she is like she practices digital artist, Krita and GIMP and digital drawing. So hers is a convert. Hers is the one that it flips all the way over and has a pen. So you can't. There's no Linux support for that, unfortunately, because that's all she's ever known. She's only known Linux and has never had a problem with it. But so that I do my live streaming from this Lenovo. The Mac the Mac won't run OBS and mind test at the same time. However, QuickTime will screen capture at 60 frames per second, where OBS, this laptop will struggle at 60 frames per second. Figure that one out. So there are pros and cons to both machines. It's a 2015 MacBook Air, which I absolutely love. And I wish it was the MacBook Pro, but I am completely happy. This is how this world looks at nighttime. This is really cool. And so there are certain things that I want to run off the Windows version. Now, at the present moment, I cannot put Linux on this Lenovo. I need to get another. See, I'm in full range view and everything, and there's no stuttering. I mean, we're flying through here. So I can't run Linux on this Lenovo yet. I want to get a second SSD. This machine will accept 2 SSDs. And I want to, because like I said, I need to keep the Windows partition for database stuff and for programming. However, for gameplay and stuff like that, the Windows version, Windows iMovie and QuickTime allow me to make videos very, very quickly. Hi, Mr. Sheep. Very, very quickly, and I'm still getting the settings down on OBS to really be able to use this effectively. The other, no, I didn't want to do that. Oh, I need that. The other thing is, yeah, put that in there. I'm getting to you guys, the animals I'm talking to. I'm feeding the horses. Why? I don't know. They just try to get out. I've cured the out part. Let's give the chickens some feed here because they create eggs. I did it again. Lost my train of thought. Yes. Oh, there's a problem with Lenovo, and after I bought it, because it said, "Oh, Lenovo loves Linux," so yeah, you'll be able to run Linux off of it. Well, there's a BIOS issue, so that everybody's fed. There's a BIOS issue with that you cannot boot, and I've turned secure boot off. You cannot boot any Linux distribution or any only the Linux distributions will not boot from Lenovo's BIOS, the EUFI BIOS, because there's a problem with some sort of table that it refers to, and there is a workaround, but I'm not into workarounds. However, I do want to get Solus running on this machine because that's one of my favorite distributions right now is Solus because of Budgie. And I on my Mac Mini I have Ubuntu Budgie installed, which is pretty cool. But I want a Linux distribution on its own SSD on this laptop, so I have the best of all three worlds. And that's what I'm. I thought I threw that up. Oh, by the way, these fireworks are for me hitting my 500th subscriber. I'm at 502. Anybody that is a subscriber, thank you very, very much. That is a milestone that I honestly didn't think I was going to reach because there's 1.5 million Minecraft YouTubers and there's very few Minetest YouTubers. So these fireworks are for you guys and gals. There we go. Enough of that. Enough of that. So, yeah. So it seems that every time I turn around, there's something stopping me, or there's something not allowing my projects to continue. But right now, I am satisfied with. I got Linux on. I have Linux on. Hey, get out of there, kitty kitty. Somebody stole one of my swords. I have Linux on a couple old machines that I play around with, and I am using the Windows 10. Windows 10 isn't bad. It's not. I forgot the close. That's where I hide the chest and the pies underneath the stairs. So I don't, like I said, I don't have a problem with Windows except for it needing to call home and know everything that I'm doing. I don't like that. And so far, I've had no hiccups. Nothing. The my 32-bit Windows, when right before I got this laptop, that version, when I booted into it, Windows has this funny thing. You know what makes they go, oh, Windows boots up so quick and shuts down so quick. That's because it's doing a fake boot up and shutdown. It basically goes into this weird kind of hybrid shutdown. So if you ever try to access the disk drive, like if you have a computer that has two different operating systems in it, you have Linux and Windows, and Linux will read a Windows partition. So I noticed this a couple of years ago that when I was trying to get files off of a Windows partition while I was in Linux, it kept saying disk is corrupted or in use. Do you want to format? And I'm like, no, I don't want to format. And what it turned out to be is that Windows goes into this kind of weird sleep mode where it writes everything to disk so that when you turn it back on, it boots up lightning quick and you think, wow, look how fast Windows boots up. And it doesn't. Yeah, it's just some trickery that they're doing. So, and there is a menu option that you can turn that off, but then you have to sit there and wait for Windows to boot up. I did have a problem when it booted up. It did not like it was going through an update and I didn't know it. And what ended up happening was that update failed. So when the computer finally did boot up, because it was stuck in the middle of an update, I lost all my programs, all my data, everything. Now, any data that was worth having was already on and backed up in two other places, so I didn't lose. I didn't lose much. Uh, and I have like when I get done playing this world, I back this world up to two different areas, to an SD card, to Dropbox, and I have it on another computer. So I have three backups. I was always taught to have, you don't your data is not backed up unless you have three copies. Now, where is this going to go? This is going to go. I love no clip. So I can come out here. If I spin these around, I can actually come down because this room is big enough. Let's see how that will work. I don't know how that will work. I'm not very good at this kind of thing. So, yeah, we're just messing around. So let's see where I come out on the bottom here. Ooh, that wasn't bad. That was not a bad guess. So no light. Come on. Yeah, I have a tendency of working in the dark. So that is equal to that. So now let's see. All right, I have that lined up. Cool. And this is the cool thing about this world is that there is no mistake, there is no plan, there is nothing. It's just however it turns out. Okay, so this is going to be the stairway going up. So it's going to go over here and it's going to curve up to there. That's a plan. Ooh, not a plan. Aha. Uh-huh. And I have no clue of what I'm doing. I'm just, it turns out or it doesn't turn out and I redo it. And it ends up turning into something real cool anyway. So that's what this is. I have to pick my floor up here. This is going to go. Oh, I should fly. Yeah, fly a little quicker there. Um, I'm going to. I'm going to have to end soon. Sorry. Oh wow, it's 2:30 already. Because I have to get ready to get my daughter. I've been doing this for how long? Almost an hour and a half. And zero dropped frames. Wow, for an hour 44 minutes. And the stream has been at 2700. Very, very cool. And I'm on Wi-Fi. I forgot to hook up my Ethernet. And that's another thing. My Lenovo comes with an Ethernet port, and the Mac doesn't. You have to have a dongle. so, so I don't know. And as you already know about me, I'm very opinionated, but everybody uses the tools that get them through the day, and they should enjoy them without having anybody tell them differently. So, real quickly, it says the map should work with 4.16, 4.17. I'll have to find that world and go from there because there's a couple things in there that I really, really wanted to look at. Let's see here. See, have I messed with 5.0? Yes. And the one thing that I like about 5.0 right off the bat that I noticed was the seaweed in the water. But then when I spawned in a upside down stair, so I guess anything, I guess that's the new plant like. So plants will give the impression that they're submerged in water. But that looks really, really cool. So if you want to do like a shipwreck scene or something like that, that works out perfectly. I think this is the most. At one point, I had 12. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So I haven't really, like I said, I tried booting up my world in 5.0 with all the mods, and Dream Builder clearly states that it does not run. It's not been tested well with 5.0. So um, there's that. I have to. I can't run this world because most of the other worlds operate off of that. That's one of the main. That's one of my main mods. So I'm going to fix this area on this world. Do some more work with my with my cool fortress house here, and go from there. The next mainstream video is going to be on that apartment complex and starting the skyscraper, and go from there. This whole time, and I have waving trees turned on, waving leaves. I don't have the plants turned on or the waving water. I don't like the waving water, but I have everything else turned on. I am at infinite view range, and I have not stuttered once on here. So that's a testament to that I'm running in server mode with OBS, with all the mods, and the graphics just cranked up. And the stream is operated. Everything, I love this laptop. Everything is operated. And I put enough doors in here. So, yes, can you put in some more doors? Oh, that's the front door. Cool. So, unfortunately, that's going to do it because I have to go pick up my daughter, and she'll be real angry if I don't. If I leave her. It'd be like Meg Griffin leaving her out at the bus stop. Yeah. Where were you? Kind of deal. She'd figure out to walk home, but you know, yeah. So, yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you all who are still remaining here. Thank you very, very much for watching and encouraging my behavior. So these live streams are getting a little bit easier. They are a whole different animal than doing a video, because with a video, if you make a mistake, you can edit it out. With live stream, you just sit there and look like an idiot. So, which I can do very well. But nevertheless, thank you very much for watching. And until the next, everybody stay nice and warm and dry and safe. In Chicago, it's 40 degrees, which we are finally starting to get some good temperatures. And we will go from there. So Friday, I will have a new video out. And yes, stay awesome. Wow, that reminds me of Serpentenze, ADV China, the guy. He has stay awesome. So thank you, and likewise. So everybody have a fantastic day, and until the next video. Goodbye.